Today on Origins of Expressions, we're going to explore the origins and meanings of the phrases, don't judge a book by its cover, take a page out of their book, buy the book. What do they all have in common? They're phrases and idioms around books. So let's go ahead and open this book and get right in. Pages that are bound together and protected with a cover, we call them books. Books are the source that we have used for thousands of years to record information. We use images and words to keep the history alive. So having idioms and phrases where books are featured should be no surprise. Let's turn the page to our first phrase. Don't judge a book by its cover. We use this saying when someone's outward appearance can't be the indicator of somebody's value or worth. Don't judge a book by its cover. An example sentence is, the hotel looked great from the outside, but the rooms were damp and not well maintained. You can't judge a book by its cover. The first written account of a similar phrase, one mustn't judge by the outside, was in George Eliot's The Mill on the Floss, 1860. In this book, it was during a discussion about books. There were many books bought together, and they all seemed similarly bound on the outside. Many were about sermons and living holy, except one, The History of the Devil. When the book was discovered, the purchaser stated, "But it seems one mustn't judge by the outside." Nowadays, we say don't judge a book by its cover when we realize that there is a preconceived judgment made about someone or something. We seem to judge off our first impressions of a place or a person. It's not always specifically about a book. Now that we've opened up that book and looked inside, let's move into our next book phrase. Take a page out of their book. I can hear my mom now. You should have taken a page out of your cousin's book and become a doctor. Ugh, blood. Yuck. We use this phrase when we would do something or behave the same way as somebody else. Really, to imitate or emulate somebody else. You might also hear it called take a leaf out of someone's book. An example sentence is, I think I'm going to take a page out of your book and work out first thing in the morning. Now, the saying does sound like we are vandalizing books by ripping out pages. Thank goodness it is not. It is a figure of speech. The origin of the saying dates back to 1809, when B.H. Malkin used it in his translation of Gil Blas. He stated, I took a leaf out of their book, meaning he followed by their example. Since we learned that we are not vandalizing a book, you would use this idiom when you want to express that you are imitating somebody else. I took a leaf out of their book, or I took a page out of their book. So moving down the row to our last book idiom, we have come to buy the book. We use this phrase when something is to be done according to the rules, regulations, or laws. You are doing something the right way and not taking a shortcut or doing it your own way. Do it by the book. An example sentence is, being a taxi driver means I have to go by the book and follow all the rules of the road. The first time by the book was in written text was in 1597 in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, when Juliet told Romeo, you kiss by the book. Many scholars would agree that the book in this part of the play was referring to the Bible. It was the most universal book of rules back in the 1500s. Ooh, fun fact. Did you know that the Bible is the world's best-selling book with over 6 billion copies sold? Wow. By the book also has a beginning with using the Christian Bible to swear an oath that you are telling the truth in a courthouse. By the 1800s, this idiom started to be used as its present meaning, and that any rule book was the book. In by the book, it was based on what you were speaking of. So a mechanic's book might be a car manual, or a baker's book might have been the recipe. So they're going to follow the book. So by the book really means do what you are supposed to do and do not try to do something different. Follow the rules or go by the book. I hope you enjoyed learning these idioms about books today. I hope you take a page out of the other subscribers' books and also subscribe. Keep an eye out for a new video coming out in a few days. Oh yeah, and before we go, do you know any idioms that use books? I would love to see them. Can you leave them in the comments below? Maybe you'll see it in a future video. Thank you again for watching and subscribing. I appreciate your time. Until next time, bye.